Hello YouTube and welcome to the channel. Now then, if you're a regular to the channel, you'll know that Banggood are one of our main sponsors, so big thumbs up to them. Now normally how we work this is I will sometimes request products that I think are beneficial to review for you guys on the channel, but sometimes they will actually offer me products, and the vast majority of the time I will say yes, because they pretty much know what this channel's about. Now I do have a little bit of a policy, as I won't do any background research because I do like to formulate my own opinions when they send me stuff. I don't like to watch other people's videos to see what they thought of them, just in case I end up a little bit biased. So I don't tend to do any background research. So a couple of weeks ago they said, would you like to test a small speedboat? And I of course said yes. Anyway, 2 weeks from that date, this turned up in the post, and it's absolutely tiny. I mean, I've never even heard of Qing Tian Mini Hoverboat, RC Hoverboat. So literally, it looks like it could contain a large brushless motor, and that's it. So we've got a mini micro speedboat to try. What it's going to be like, I have absolutely no idea, but I've committed, so I'm no quitter. So I haven't opened this, so I don't even know what's inside. It could just be a controller for the flipping boat. I have no idea, but it's tiny. I mean, it does look as though there's 3 different versions, to be honest. But anyway, let's have a quick look at the box. I haven't opened this, by the way. It's got lights apparently. It's 2.4 gig, indoor and outdoor usage. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully they'll be telling me it's waterproof next. So it's got 10 minutes driving time and 25 minutes to charge. So forward, it's got forward, back off, left turn, right turn, and simulation modelling, whatever that is. Anyway, I'm intrigued. So let's crack this baby open and see what we get. Right then, in the box we get our instructions, just 1 page, and they're all in Chinese. Oh no, they're not, they're English as well. So we get 1 page of instructions. We get what looks like a little USB battery charger. We've got a controller, which looks like it's something out of a flipping Nintendo. Look at that. And last but not least, we've got the boat itself. Now, just before we go any further, look how tiny. Oh my god. When they said it was a small speedboat, they weren't kidding. Now then, I will say this thing is exceptionally well packaged. I mean, that's decent packaging, that is. What else have we got in here as well? We've got a little plastic bag. Looks like it's got some spares in. Oh, look at that. two tiny spare props. So, first impressions, it's small. I bet you could run that in a flipping bath. It's that tiny. I wonder how you charge it up. I tell you what though, it looks like it's got a little safety thing on the bottom, whereas if it will only run if you immerse it in water. Those 2 little prongs poking out the bottom of the hull normally indicate that that is the case. Anyway, I think we're going to... Oh, there's a USB charging port. Oh no, a charging port at the back. So I don't think you can disassemble this. The battery must be fixed inside. Anyway, let's put this thing on charge. Right then, while the boat's charging, I thought we'd take a quick look at the transmitter. It does take 2 AA batteries, which you have to supply. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is proportional or not. I very, very much doubt it, because you've just got these buttons. But we've got forwards, backwards. That is an accelerator key, it calls it, which I presume if you press it a certain amount of times, it just increases the speed exponentially. Now I can't work out whether, see, it says left fine tune, right fine tune, whether or not that's like a trim. But it's only got 2 propellers, so I'm wondering if the props actually steer the boat. I can't see a functioning rudder, so I wonder if it just controls the speed of one prop over the other. And we've got left hand rotation and right hand rotation, so I'm presuming if we press one of these buttons it will just spin round in a circle. So anyway, all that's left to do, I'm just waiting for the boat to charge up now, and then I suppose we better go and try this thing. Right then, in my excitement, I forgot to mention the price to you guys. This thing is 17 quid or $24 to our American brethren, so it's for absolute nothing, this thing is. Now, it hasn't got an on-off switch. Those two little contacts on the bottom, as soon as you put it in water, it must make a circuit and turns itself on. A little blue light comes on the inside. Basically you're off. Now it has got one annoying feature, and I'm not 100% sure why it would even have such a thing, but you cannot get full throttle until the controller beeps at you. So this, in normal operation, you get partial forward and partial reverse. When the controller beeps at you, if you then press this middle button, you get 100% acceleration or 100% power, until the controller beeps at you again and it reverts back to partial forward and partial backwards. I have absolutely no idea why that should be. It seems to be a completely useless function, and also it's jolly annoying because you only get full throttle when the controller allows you to have it. So this cycle literally repeats. It beeps at you, you've got 100% throttle, beeps at you again, button doesn't work. Couple of minutes later, beeps at you again, you can use full throttle again and ad infinitum. Also, there's no rudder on this thing. It literally steers by varying the speed of these two propellers at the back. So obviously when it turns right or left, they just rotate in opposite directions and the boat swivels around on the spot. But that's it fully charged. It didn't take long to charge at all. I mean, it was lucky if it was 10 minutes. But let's go and find a body of water where we can try this thing on. Also, before I forget, this thing has got a low battery alarm on it, so the transmitter will beep to tell you that the batteries in the boat are low. So that'll obviously give you time to go, obviously bring it into shore so you can retrieve it and it's not left out in the middle of the lake and you have to wade out and go and get it. Mind you, at 17 quid, if something did go wrong with it and it got stuck in the middle of a lake, I think I'd possibly leave it there. Right, I've come back to my local pond. I mean, this compared to the RC, this place is absolutely massive, so shouldn't be any problems running it here. My biggest fear is actually dropping the camera in the water. I mean, it's dead manoeuvrable, I'll give it that. It's not very quick. Let's see what this super duper button's like. I mean, the reverse is good on it as well. I bet you can barely see it on the flipping camera, it's tiny. Try and keep it as close to the camera as I possibly can. I mean, it is dead manoeuvrable. I want to see what the range is like, but I daren't take it out too far because I don't think it'll come back. It's dead weird as it's got that button that only lets you use full power every now and again. See there, it beeps and you can use full power. Right then, before we go any further with the video, I thought it might be nice to crack this thing open and see what's inside. I am happy to report that after running it, this thing is bone dry. There's not a drop of water inside. There is a little seal that runs all the way around the two halves of the hull there, and that obviously seals those two halves together. Every little hole is siliconed up, which is nice to see. There are obviously two little motors at the back, driven by our combined ESC and receiver here, which is waterproof, because I can see there's like a little conformal coating on the board. The battery at the front is a little tiny LiPo, 3.7 volt, 90 milliamp hours, and yet only 90 milliamp hours, and yet it gives us sort of 10-15 minutes of runtime. So those motors must be tiny. Anyway, there we go. That's what's inside, and I'm really surprised that it's bone dry. Right then, back inside, what do we think of our Qing Tian 888 2BH? I think that's how you pronounce it, Qing Tian. Well, let's go with some pros and cons. Let's start with the cons. Let's not break the tradition. It is a little bit slow, this thing. Not particularly exciting. And it is a little bit of a toy. And, no pun intended, doesn't really float my boat. So it is a little bit toy grade. Not very quick. The next bad point I've got written down on my list is probably the most frustrating, and that is this speed button that you can only press at certain times. So it's almost like you can't get the full speed out of the speedboat unless the transmitter lets you. I have absolutely no idea why this should be. Literally, like I said to you before, you get a beep, you can use the full speed, beeps again, can't use the full speed until the next time it beeps. So that button is really frustrating and, to be honest, a complete waste of time. Right then, let's have some pros, and the first one I've got written down on my list is the price, 17 quid, or about $23. It's not a lot of money to spend on a tiny little boat. You could literally take this on holiday with you. Kids could wreck it, you could lose it, whatever, you wouldn't be bothered because it's only 17 quid. The next thing I did like about this thing involved the packaging, and I think for what you get, like I say, it's very well packaged in this little foam case. I mean, they've really gone to town with the packaging over something that's only cost 17 quid. So I'm not sure the logic behind that, but this thing is superbly packaged. The next thing is literally its diminutive size. I mean, because of that, you can literally run it anywhere you want. I mean, you can take it on holiday, take it in the pool. If the kids have got a paddling pool, you could run it in that. You can even use it in a Stoke-on-Trent City Council swimming pool. Nothing broke, nothing fell off. It did work for the entirety of the video, and you do get a decent run time out of this, at least 10-15 minutes, which I was quite surprised about. So it seems reasonably durable. It does come with spare props as well. So it didn't break on me, and I was able to retrieve it at the end of the video. Also, the low battery warning works a treat. I mean, the transmitter does actually beep at you furiously when the battery in the RC boat gets low, so it does give you plenty of warning and plenty of time to get this thing back in, so you don't end up wading out into the middle of the lake to go and fetch it. Right then, conclusion time. I'm going to recommend the Qing Tian 888 2BH micro speedboat to you guys. Well, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't do anything for me. It's a little bit boring, to be honest, to pilot around. It's not very quick, not very exciting. If you've got kids and a pool or a pond or something like that, they would probably love something like this, because you can drop it in any body of water that's reasonably large, even in the bath, I would have thought. And your kids would probably love it. Like I say, it doesn't do anything for me. I don't think it'll do anything for the hardcore RC boating enthusiast, but for 17 quid, your kids might love it. As ever, a big thumbs up to Banggood for supplying the RC for today's video. There will of course be a link in the description to where you can go and get one of these from. They have actually provided me with a promo code for this thing as well, so if you do want one, there's some money off for you. Use the URL link and the promo code in the description. As ever, if you've enjoyed the video and you found it of some use and interest, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you're feeling that way inclined, hit that subscribe button. It makes a massive difference to the channel. Once again guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you again very soon. Thank you.